We begin tonight with breaking news as an investigation is underway on Grove Street after a student was hit by a car. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Jordyn Jagolinzer. Western Mass News reporter LINDSEY KANE is live for us now with those details. LINDSEY?
Chris and Jordyn, neighbors tell me the boy was getting off the bus stop, which is down the corner right there, trying to cross the street when the car hit him. Superintendent of Chicopee Public Schools, Lynn Clark, tells Western Mass News the boy was taken to Bay State Medical Center. There is no word on his injuries. Neighbors tell me that they know the boy. He's 8 years old, and when they saw the incident, they immediately ran over to help.
Parents screaming, crying, you hear people saying, oh my gosh, call the cops, call the cops. So they stood with him. There was a lot of people around him. So, I feel like he at least had some sort of peace around him when it happened.
Neighbors tell me the car did stop and remained on scene. This all happening right around 3 p.m. Police are still on scene here investigating. Coming up later on Western Mass News, we hear from residents on this street. And while we don't know the cause of this accident, residents here say speeding has been a concern and they want local leaders to take action. Live in Chicopee, LINDSEY KANE, Western Mass News.
LINDSEY, thank you for that live report. Western Mass News has learned one person has died in an early morning house fire in Palmer.
Western Mass News reporter PURVIS joins us live now with more. Leon?
Jordyn, Chris, the State Fire Marshal's office tells us that the woman in the fire is believed to be the only person there when the fire broke out just before 6 this morning. But the house on Maple Street is a two-family home. Palmer fire investigators tell Western Mass News the fire went from the first floor to the second, then the attic. We're told 3 people lived in the duplex along with 2 cats and 1 dog. Olivia Barber lives in the house. She says a woman lived next door. She shares her experience this morning.
I woke up to the smell of the burning house, and I heard a neighbor banging on the door telling me to get out, and I just grabbed my dog and ran out as quick as I could. The other side of the duplex, not where I live, was already in flames. I could see them inside and outside the house. Smoke was pouring out of both sides.
She tells me she called her boyfriend while she was getting her dog. He was at work at the time. He tells us what happened when he got the call.
I just woke up, went to work just like any other day, and my girlfriend called me, tell me it stunk like burning plastic, and had a neighbor come out and tell her to get out of the house because it was on fire. And
right now, the State Fire Marshal's office says they're looking at an accidental cause of the fire. The identity of the person killed has not been released. Kyle and Olivia tell me that they're going to be staying with family members tonight. Now, there is a GoFundMe set up for them. That's going to be on our website, westernmassnews.com. For now, reporting live for Western Mass News, I'm Leon PURVIS.
Leon, thanks for that live report. Students are still masking up for the remainder of the school year. We're getting answers on what policies will be in place for summer school, where all hands will be on deck.
And Western Mass News reporter Matt SOTTILE joins us live in Springfield with what families need to know about classes over the summer. Matt.
Well, Chris, Jordyn, with the city of Springfield set to follow Governor Baker's lifting of the mask mandate on Saturday, we're getting answers on what this is going to mean for summer school students who are making up for lost time in person. Dan Warwick, superintendent of Springfield Public Schools, anticipates full speed ahead in the city schools this summer.
Maximum effort. Every school is running a program for the students at all grade levels.
Warwick is encouraging everyone to consider a return to the classroom in preparation for the fall.
We really think, given the learning loss that's occurred due to the pandemic, this is the right thing to do, and we're really encouraging all parents and students to take advantage of the program.
Warwick tells Western Mass News he anticipates students and teachers will be masking up this summer and following state health guidance very closely. And he says the decision has been made to launch an all-virtual K-12 school opportunity for the upcoming school year.
This will provide a quality program at every grade level for these students.
He says this virtual model is being adopted by other large urban districts in the Bay State, including Boston and Worcester. Some people are keeping an open mind and encouraging this new learning style.
You know what? It's new, and once they get involved with it, maybe they might like it.
Now, Superintendent Warwick also told me he is encouraging Springfield teachers to sign up to teach classes this summer. We will get you that new information as we get it. Reporting live in Springfield, Matt SOTTILE, Western Mass News.
All right, Matt, thank you for that live report. The Department of Public Health releasing today's latest COVID-19 data. The state's positivity rate over the last 7 days sits at less than 1%. There were 2 new deaths reported due to the coronavirus, and so far more than half of all Massachusetts residents have been fully vaccinated. For a full look at the numbers, check our free Western Mass News streaming app. All right, clearly we have some type of a problem with the microphone.
Yeah,
there.
we'll come back to weather in just a second, but first, finally some answers in a nearly 50-year-old murder case involving a 13-year-old altar boy found in the Chicopee River. Tonight, the Hampden District Attorney reveals the evidence pointing to a former Catholic priest who happened to die this past Friday.
And we're learning now he was interviewed for a podcast recently, back in 2019, where he denied his involvement, only to confess 2 years later during his last moments alive. Western Mass News reporter Briseida Landaverde joins us live in Springfield with more. Briseida.
Well, Chris and Jordan, Danny's body was found in the Chicopee River almost 50 years ago, right by this bridge. Now, I spoke to a reporter earlier who has been following the case for many years, and in 2019, he interviewed the former priest Richard Levine at his home, where he continued denying his involvement in Danny's death.
To hear the voice of a sociopath like that guy is bone-chilling.
An emotional day for the family of Danny Croto, decades after the body of the 13-year-old boy was found in the Chicopee River in April of 1972. On Monday, they heard audio recordings where former priest and convicted sex offender Richard Levine confessed he was the last person to see Danny alive.
I don't remember hitting him down by the riverbank. But give him a good shove.
Anthony Gallooni, the Hampden District Attorney, says these recordings and a letter believed to be written by Levine would be enough evidence to make an arrest if Levine hadn't died last week.
As a prosecutor, I believe that I was fulfilling my ethical duties by moving for the charge of murder against Richard Levine based on the evidence we had, and I believe we could prove it.
In 2019, Levine spoke to a podcast producer, Crash Berry, who was investigating the case. Crash tells Western Mass News, in that moment, he denied his involvement. It did not show any remorse.
No, he denied having any guilt whatsoever for either the murder of Danny Croto or for molesting dozens and dozens and dozens of Springfield altar boys. He showed signs of not being all there mentally when I interviewed him.
But Barry says the audio recordings released on Monday confirm what most people already knew about Levine.
It confirmed what myself and many people, I must stress this, everybody who is familiar with this case basically believes that Levine did this.
Danny's brother says he is relieved the tragic murder of his brother has been resolved.
We're disappointed that he's not being brought to justice, but just like the district attorney, we believe there's a higher power and he will face that higher power.
And Danny's brother also saying he is glad his parents, who passed away, never had to hear these audio recordings. For now, live in Springfield, Briseida Landaverde for Western Mass News.
Sorry everyone, I'm back. Can you hear me now? I hope so. 68 degrees, sunshine right now. It's gorgeous. And it's going to stay pretty through the rest of the evening. Still at 70 degrees up through Franklin County, northern Berkshire County. But here in Springfield, Westfield, Holyoke, we are dropping back into the 60s. Wind has picked up a little bit, gusting up to 20-25 miles an hour, and that's expected to continue for the next few hours. And cloud cover continues to diminish. We should have clear skies for the next few hours, and once the sun sets, it's going to cool off in a hurry. We're back down to the mid-50s by 11 p.m. and then heading into tomorrow morning, the kiddos hit the bus stop early. We're going to start off in the 40s to low 50s. By the afternoon, temperatures climb back closer to 80 degrees. And then for Wednesday, it gets even hotter and there's a chance for thunderstorms. I'll have more on that in just a few minutes.